Welcome to CI in 5, a place to get energized by your favorite continuous improvement practitioners as they take on the challenge of sharing what continuous improvement means to them in 5 minutes or less and in 5 words or less. Think of it kind of like a kata geek going on a speed date. I know, right? This is gonna be good. Let's do this. Marie-Genevieve Pawlak, thank you so much for being on CI in 5 today.
Thank you for having me. This is great, Sam. I'm excited.
Well, hey, y'all, if you haven't been in touch with Marie-Genevieve, why not? She does some great work in the continuous improvement space. She uses neuroscience and continuous improvement with games to help people learn about continuous improvement. She's been doing it for years, so excited to have her here today. We'll get you all her contact information at the end. But of course, right now we're here for CI in 5. So Marie-Genevieve, tell us, what is your CI in 5?
Continuous improvement is a superpower. So if you think about the fact that continuous improvement is about problem solving and it's a repeatable process, you have to look at it as a superpower. It's something that not everyone is good at, but we're all learning, right? So even if you've been doing this for 25 years, 30 years, you're still learning. So that's why I call it a superpower, because it's constantly evolving. And I know this isn't really a superhero character, but I kind of liken it to that. Sherlock Holmes is a continuous improvement machine. So I worked with a group of C-suite executives that are in manufacturing to help them figure out their mission, their vision, their strategy. And they were all super buttoned up. And during the retreat, none of them wanted to participate in any of the activities. They just thought they were kind of dumb. And it was right around the time that the first Marvel movie came out. And so I happened to say, hey, have you guys seen Iron Man? And then all of a sudden, these like buttoned up guys all of a sudden started having this great conversation about Iron Man. And so I started to think, how can I use that? The fact that they're into it, right? So I said to them, all right, so let's look at Tony Stark and let's look at him stranded in the desert. What are the steps that he took to free himself? And how did that work? So they started talking about, they actually got really into it, and they started talking about the different things that Tony did to free himself. And I said, that's continuous improvement. And so I'm like, that's his superpower. Like, he's the guy that doesn't have like a superpower from another planet or from a mind stone or for something, but he has the superpower of being able to problem solve quickly, to ideate, to make the mistake, and to repeat. And he does it so quickly, people just assume he's a genius. And they all went, oh, okay, that makes sense. Oh, yeah. So I'm like, so that's kind of how I talk. So I thought, I'm going to use that. So I've kept using Marvel as the template for when I'm stuck with people that just can't see it. Yeah.
So I'm wondering, for someone like myself who's new to continuous improvement practice, what kind of advice would you give to help me or others grow in their practice?
Don't be afraid of mistakes. It's okay. The whole point is we are constantly learning. Education is never ending. And if you kind of think of continuous improvement as a circle, you start with analysis, and then you go into your strategy, which is planning it out. And then you actually do the work, right? You start to actually do the action, and then you measure the results, and then you rinse and repeat. And so in that process, you're going to make mistakes. And I think that's the biggest thing that people struggle with when they do this, is they want it to be perfect. They're like, it's a perfect circle, so why can't I be perfect? You're human and you're going to make mistakes, and it's designed for you to make mistakes. The goal is to learn quickly.
So I'm thinking for folks who've been in the industry doing continuous improvement for years and years, or folks who just kind of stuck in their practice, how or what would you advise them to do to help spark that joy or passion in their practice again?
Yeah, I would say, so this is where my Sherlock Holmes analogy comes in. Pretend you're a detective. Always look at everything as if you are trying to solve the murder, trying to solve the mystery. And that makes it engaging. And that brings you back to why you decided to use continuous improvement as a methodology. to problem solve. So it's always about, I'm the detective trying to solve the mystery. And it's okay to start off by just observation. I think people struggle with the silence of observation, but that's really where you're gathering data. You're gathering your intel, you're figuring out, think about it as you're walking into the room and all the clues are there. And the goal is for you to just observe and watch and see what you can see before you start planning and acting. That's the piece that people struggle with.
I can really see that you have that joy in you as you think about continuous improvement in your practice. So tell me, what brings you the most joy as a continuous improvement practitioner?
So I confess it's the light bulb moments that are so much fun for me. It's when people start this process and they start to problem solve and they're actually solving the problem. Like they don't realize they're solving the problem, but it's happening. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh my gosh, we can do this. And then you see that light in their eyes and that I can actually picture the light bulb over their heads. And I love that. Like, that's what makes me go, this works, and I want to continue. So to do it and to use it. And you can use it in any situation, at home, at work, at school. It's just one of those methodologies that it's how the world works.
You're right. That is how the world works. We are all in a space of needing continuous improvement, whatever area of life you want to apply it to. So y'all, if you aren't in touch with Marie-Genevieve, why not link up with her on LinkedIn? And you can check out all the work she's doing at the primealchemygroup.com. Check it out today. I'm going to do it. You do it too. Marie-Genevieve Pawlak, thank you so much for being here on CIN5 today.
Thanks for having me, Sam.
Thanks for joining us for CIN5, the place to get your shot of inspiration and wisdom to move you forward on your continuous improvement journey. And for more inspiration, join the Live on Purpose LinkedIn group. We are a diverse community that supports each other to find and live out our purpose every day, and we would love to add your voice to our family. Join now by clicking the link in today's post. Until next time, when we invite another one of your favorite lean thinkers to share their CIN5, stay calm and Kaizen.